Welcome to Prepping for Tomorrow. Today, we delve into the intriguing world of prepper pantry planning. This isn't just about stocking up on canned goods and dried pasta. Oh no, prepper pantry planning is a meticulous and strategic process that can make the difference between survival and desperation in times of crisis. Imagine having a pantry full of food that you love, that nourishes you, and that you know how to prepare. A pantry that is designed to support you and your loved ones through thick and thin. That's the power of smart prepper pantry planning. Now, when it comes to prepper pantry planning, there are three key concepts we need to understand: haves, wants, and needs. Haves are the essentials, the items that your life quite literally depends on. These include items like water, staple foods, and medical supplies. Wants are the things that make life more enjoyable. They might not be necessary for survival, but they help to keep morale high in tough situations. Think along the lines of your favorite snacks, comfort foods, or even a good book. And finally, needs. These are items that fall somewhere between haves and wants. You might not need them to survive, but they make survival a whole lot easier. This could include tools, extra clothing, or specific dietary supplements. Now you might be thinking, why is prepper pantry planning particularly relevant in 2023? Well, with the increasing instances of food shortages around the world, it's more important than ever to be prepared. By planning your prepper pantry wisely, you're not only ensuring your survival but also your comfort and well-being during uncertain times. So whether you're a seasoned prepper, a homesteader looking to enhance your food security, or someone just starting out on their prepping journey, prepper pantry planning is a vital skill to master. Remember, a well-prepared pantry is the key to survival. Stay with us as we explore this topic in depth. Before we proceed further, do you enjoy our survival tips? Revel in the knowledge we share by subscribing to our channel. We'll unravel more survival secrets in this ongoing series, covering all facets of prepping. Subscribe to Prepping for Tomorrow and join us in this journey of survival. Now let's delve into the haves, the essential items that should be in every prepper pantry. First and foremost, staple foods. These are your grains, beans, and pasta. They're foods that can fill your belly and provide you with the energy you need to keep going. Think rice, lentils, oats, and wheat. They're high in calories, easy to prepare, and they last a long time. Remember, it's not just about having food, it's about having the right food. You want items that are nutrient-dense, easy to cook, and have a long shelf life. Next, let's talk about water. Now you might be thinking, I have a well, or I live near a river, but what happens if that well dries up, or the river becomes contaminated? You need a reliable source of clean water, and that's where bottled water comes in. Ideally, you should have at least a 2-week supply for each person in your household. But don't just stockpile and forget. Rotate your water supply regularly to keep it fresh. Now, on to medical supplies. In a crisis, you can't just run to the nearest drugstore. You need to have a basic first aid kit at the very least. This includes bandages, antiseptics, pain relievers, and any prescription medications you or your family members need. It's also a good idea to have a manual on basic medical procedures, just in case. And let's not forget about the extras. These are items like salt, sugar, and cooking oil. They might not seem essential, but they can make a world of difference. Salt can preserve food and add flavor, sugar provides quick energy, and oil is essential for cooking. Finally, consider your nutritional needs. You'll want to include items rich in protein like canned meats and nuts, as well as fruits and vegetables. Freeze-dried options are a great choice. They're lightweight, easy to store, and retain most of the nutrients of their fresh counterparts. These are your haves, the non-negotiables. They form the backbone of your survival strategy. With the basics covered, we can now explore the wants, items that enhance your pantry and survival experience. In the world of prepping, it's not just about survival but also about maintaining a semblance of normalcy and comfort in challenging times. That's where the wants come in. These are items that, while not strictly necessary for survival, can enhance your pantry and overall survival experience. Spices, for instance, are a great addition to any prepper pantry. They don't just add flavor to your meals but also have various health benefits. Think turmeric for its anti-inflammatory properties or garlic for its immune-boosting power. They're small, easy to store, and can make a world of difference to your meals. Next, consider luxury foods. Yes, you heard that right. Luxury doesn't have to disappear in a survival scenario. Foods like chocolate, coffee, or your favorite snack can provide a much-needed morale boost. These items can make a regular Tuesday feel a little less like the end of the world. And let's not forget about entertainment items. Books, board games, or a deck of cards don't take up much space, but can provide hours of distraction. In a long-term survival situation, mental well-being is just as important as physical health, and these items can help keep boredom and despair at bay. Remember, however, that these wants should never displace the needs in your pantry. Always ensure that you have enough essential items to sustain you and your family before adding these extras. And one more thing, don't just stockpile these items, rotate them in your everyday life. The last thing you want is to discover that your carefully stored chocolate has gone stale when you most need a pick-me-up. In the end, building a prepper pantry is not just about surviving but also about living. By carefully selecting your wants, you can ensure that even in the toughest of times, you can still find comfort, joy, and a taste of normalcy. While not essential for survival, these items can greatly improve morale during challenging times. Finally, we come to the needs, items that are specific to your personal or family situation. This is where the term personalization truly comes into play in prepper pantry planning. What are your unique requirements? What special circumstances do you have to consider? These are the questions that will guide you in this phase. Let's start with dietary needs. If you have any food allergies, intolerances, or dietary restrictions, it's crucial to stock up on foods that are safe and nutritious for you. Stocking up on beans and rice won't do you any good if you're gluten intolerant or have a legume allergy. So, be mindful of your dietary needs when planning your prepper pantry. Next, let's consider medication. If you or a family member requires regular medication, it's wise to have a supply in your prepper pantry. Talk with your healthcare provider about the possibility of getting an emergency supply of your critical medications. Remember, in a crisis situation, pharmacies may not be readily accessible. Now let's not forget our furry friends. If you have pets, their needs should also be accounted for in your prepper pantry. Stock up on pet food, pet medications, and other necessary supplies. They are part of the family, and their survival is just as important. Lastly, consider other personal items that you can't live without. This could be anything from contact lens solution to feminine hygiene products. These items might not be the first thing you think of when you hear the term prepper pantry, but they are crucial for your comfort and well-being. In conclusion, personalization is the key to a successful prepper pantry. It's not just about having enough food and water to survive, it's about having the right supplies to meet your unique needs and circumstances. This requires careful planning and foresight, but the peace of mind it brings is well worth the effort. Remember, your prepper pantry should reflect your unique needs and circumstances. As we conclude our exploration of prepper pantry planning, let's recap the key points. We've journeyed through the world of prepper pantry planning, dissecting the vital elements that make a well-stocked pantry a lifeline in times of crisis. We've highlighted the haves, wants, and needs, and emphasized their importance in a well-rounded pantry. The haves are the essential items that your pantry should never be without. These include long-lasting, nutrient-dense foods such as grains, canned goods, and dried foods, among others. These are your survival staples that can sustain you for prolonged periods of hardship. We then delved into the wants. These are items that, while not vital, can greatly enhance your quality of life in a crisis. Spices, condiments, and comfort foods fall into this category. They serve to add variety to your diet, making the challenge of surviving a crisis more bearable. Finally, we discussed the needs. These are items specific to your personal or family's dietary requirements or preferences. If someone in your household has dietary restrictions, or if there are certain foods you absolutely can't do without, these should be factored into your pantry planning. It's important to remember that a well-stocked pantry isn't built overnight. It's a process that requires careful planning and gradual accumulation. However, the peace of mind and security it provides in a crisis are invaluable. So, if you haven't started your prepper pantry planning yet, there's no time like the present. Thank you for joining us in this journey. Remember, prepping today ensures survival tomorrow. Until next time.